My name is Michelle Sebi and I'm a designer of ready-to-wear fashion. I was kicked out of school due to school fees, and I didn't initially start with making my own clothes. Initially, I used to go buy clothes in Gikomba, then sell them. So I was selling second-hand clothes. Then after that, I got the inspiration to start making my own clothes rather than buying then selling what somebody else has made already. Actually, I was in Form 6, or rather year 13. Then I was kicked out of school because of school fees. So that period where I was home and doing nothing, that's when I started now the second-hand clothes. Then we used to have a lady who used to sew, like, you know, the ones who stay outside the, what is it called, your estates, they do repair for you. So I reached out to her. I asked her how you use a sewing machine and all that. So she's the one who actually taught me. Then I got the interest, then I now got my own machine and started sewing. I was selling second-hand clothes from 2013. Then I started making my own clothes in 2017 at the end. But when I started making clothes, I wasn't doing it for production or for selling. I was just doing it out of interest to know how to sew. Then when I started production now in 2018, when I bettered my skills, and now I was confident that I could sell clothes to people. Yes. Actually, it was online. I first started out with Facebook. I made a page. I was doing it for fun as well. I started selling it to my former classmates. They're the ones who were my first buyers. Then when I started the Facebook page before Instagram, I was just getting clients slowly by slowly. Then it grew, and then I realized that it's something I can actually do repeatedly now, like making good money out of it and not just for fun. So that's how I started. Selling it to former classmates, then the Facebook page is the one which brought me more clients with time. Here I was transitioning from Gozaki Gikomba to now making my own clothes. So what really helped me is the fact that I already had a page before. It was me to convince clients that buying Gikomba clothes are not as good as you buying clothes that I've made from scratch. It wasn't as easy, of course, because the finishing wasn't as good. There are so many things I never knew about, what is it called, about making your own clothes. So with time, pia pole pole, nikawa convinced, and now here I am. My starting period was Isili. Isili is a known place to get your fabrics from. So what I used to do, I wasn't, like I've said, I was still new. I'm not so sure which fabric works with which dress. So this was all going all blindly, guesswork. You just decide this fabric will look good on this dress, that's what you go with. So it's a matter of following my heart, deciding this fabric will look good with this dress, that's what I go for, and that's what I decided on with that. Inspiration, I drew inspiration from bloggers because I was blogging at the time as well. So the likes of Nancy Mwai, you see the clothes they make, the clothes they are posing with, you get inspiration from that, you try and tweak it a bit and then now make your own design out of it.
Michelle started out by selling Gikomba clothes. But as demand grew, she realized reselling wasn't enough. By sourcing fabric and learning to sew from scratch, she slowly convinced clients to trust her own designs.
Kuna time nilifikiria about hiyo Gikomba give up, kuachana nayo. But because the thing is, with the Gikomba clothes, you're guaranteed of dead stock. You'll bring in 20 clothes and most likely you'll sell even 3. And every week you're supposed to post to people new stuff. You can't be repeating the same clothes now and over again. The other option was either you reduce your prices for them to go, or alternatively just keep on going to the market, get more clothes and sell. It's a hard one, but nilipersevere tu. Yes, actually that transition, the most mistake I made was pricing. So my pricing, I used to compare it with Gikomba clothes. So you find my new clothes, I'm trying to make the price to be almost the same as Gikomba clothes. And that time, I'm not quite financially, financially stable, let me say that, because I'm not sure of how to calculate my profits and all that. For me, it was just a matter of buying the fabric, making the cloth and selling it. I wasn't calculating how much costs I'm supposed to make, so that is the mistake I made. You'll find my clothes, the thrifted ones, are almost the same price as the new ones, and that's where I went wrong with now starting my own brand. Actually, in 2018, after I started that transitioning, in 2019, COVID now hit 2020, I had to close down. Now I had to reduce from selling clothes to now selling what was in the market. That is the likes of the masks, the likes of sleeping bonnets, because now people are at home. You can no longer sell to people clothes. Where are they going with those clothes? So I transitioned now from selling clothes. I had to go low and then look at what is in the market. So I saw masks and bonnets were the thing at that moment. So that's what I did during the COVID period, and that's what was all I doing. That was all I was doing.
With no formal training, Michelle learned to sew through hands-on help. A tailor in her neighborhood became her teacher, guiding her as she learned to use her sewing machine and sharpen her skills.
Actually, that period, so what used to happen, the only way I would convince her, she never used to open on Saturday and Sunday. On the weekend, she used to put her machine away at some local shop that we used to have. For some reason, I offered her, instead of your machine just staying there doing nothing, will I rent out your machine for the weekend, 500 each day. For Saturday and Sunday, I rent out your machine, your Monday, you get it back. So I used to rent out her machine on Saturday and Sunday for 500 shillings each day. Then I practiced pole pole, because that is the vintage machine. You know, the machine that you actually have to push with your legs. That was the kind of machine I was renting out. So pole pole, and the help of YouTube, I learned how to now peleka the machine well. And then after a few months, 6 months after saving up, that's when I now bought my first sewing machine, the vintage, of course. So that period, I was comfortable to starting my own craft is when, but bado, so, you know, I didn't now fully just transition from Gikomba to, because this was just a leap of faith I'm taking. I couldn't fully now just forget. So anytime I would make, I wouldn't get clients repeatedly, probably one client a week or even one client in 2 weeks. So I'm still selling Gikomba, but at the same time, I'm making clothes. So I was doing a balance of both before transitioning fully to making my own clothes. Now this transition, though you're saying from 2018, the transition from now me making my own clothes, knowing which amount of fabric works, it's now the local fundis around here. Now you just visit fundis, you talk to them, not in a way that you want to get information from them. You act like you actually want to buy things from them. You ask, how many meters does this take? Oh, okay, which fabric do you use for this? Of course, you can't really go direct and ask them, oh, hii unanunuanga wapi niambie, because then again, this is you trying to get market from them. They won't allow that. So you have to be smart about it. You go to the fundis, you ask them, I want to make this kind of dress. How much will you charge me for that? Which fabric do you use for this? Of course, with that, I don't get to ask where do you get them from. Now it's me to go back and do my homework and find out which places sell fabrics very well. And this was Isili. So in Isili, when I go back, I compare prices from different shops, because then different shops will sell to you fabrics at different prices. You don't just settle for the first one you find. You ask this one, you ask the second shop, at least you peruse around. Once you peruse around, you'll get to know which of these people sell to you fabrics at the best price, and that's what you settle for.
Inspired by Nigerian films, Michelle began interpreting styles she saw on screen and blending them into her own designs. She chose to focus on women, drawn to their confidence, spontaneity, and love for fashion.
For the designs, I'm artistic as well. For the designs, most of my inspiration comes from, I'm a firm watcher of Nigerian movies. Most of the inspiration comes from either the movies I watch, Nigerian movies, or Pinterest. So you don't really just copy as design as it comes the way it is. You get to see a design, maybe you do a blend of two designs that you've seen, probably the top of this one and the bottom of this one. Now you intertwine them to bring out your design, because you have to be actually creative about it. So what I started with is women's attire, because then again I find women fashion to be fast selling because we are impulse buyers. For this, I decided to just go with my heart, the way you're saying. So I do a blend of this, I do a blend of two designs, bring them up together, then post them out there. Now this is just a matter of how loving or how many people will actually be interested in your clothes. And it was a matter of luck. Actually, the first design I ever released, it was a hit. It was a long time ago. It was called the Nerima dress, and it was a hit. So with that, it's what pushed me towards now making more designs. This is our Esther dress, our now best-selling piece. It's a two-piece, it's a two-in-one dress that is altered with this piece over here. Once you remove it, the gap closes and it becomes a fully dress without the gap, and it's called the Esther dress. This is a Howie dress. It's a full maxi dress, has this kind of sleeves, an elastic sleeve on the side as well, this kind of V-neck. This is how the back looks, and this is how the front looks. This is the Anya jumpsuit. It's a V kind of jumpsuit with ruffles on the sides and ties at the hands. It's a breastfeeding friendly jumpsuit, and this is how it looks. It has a flow at the bottom, and this is how the back looks. This is the Honey jumpsuit. It's a ruffled kind of jumpsuit. These ruffles are meant to make your waist look snatched, and the flow at the bottom is flowy for that kind of A-line design. And this is how the back looks. This is the Award jumpsuit. It's a high neck kind of jumpsuit, then has this kind of waistline going on. The bottom of it is straight, it's not loose as the other ones, and this is how the back looks. And it comes with a tie. I come up with the names. They're actually named after my family members and my friends. Yes. For this is the Honey dress. It's an emulation of the Honey jumpsuit, which I'll show you. It has this kind of ruffles going on, and the lower bit of it is a skater dress for you to, it fits any kind of body size. The upper bit of it is what determines your size. The rest of it is free size. This is the Honey jumpsuit, ruffled waist for that snatched waist, and then the bottom lower of it is free flow for that kind of skirt look, not really a skirt but a palazzo look. This is the Honey jumpsuit. This dress is called the Maena dress. It's fully made out of Ankara fabric, this kind of ruffles at the neckline, and the good thing about this dress, it transforms into a two-in-one piece. So once you remove this, the dress can be worn as a mini. So it's a two-in-one dress, either a mini or a long one, depending on how you want to wear it. This is our maxi shirt dress. It's a button-up shirt dress, has pockets on the sides, has side pockets as well, comes with a detachable belt. The good thing about the dress, it's breastfeeding friendly, and the sides are circular for that kind of unique look, other than the normal shirt dress, which have a straight kind of cut. This is a kimono made of Ankara fabric and plain fabric, and it's quite warm, the fabric. It's not fleece, but it's quite warm. Then we pair it with an Ankara for that African look. This is a dress made out of African fabric, African Ankara, and the middle fabric is known as a shoke fabric, an African Nigerian fabric. This is a black silk dress made out of heavy silk fabric, and it has this kind of neck going on. It's called a kohl neck for that drop kind of neck, and this is how it looks. This is a kimono made out of Ankara fabric known as batik and a shoke fabric, and the pockets are made out of a shoke fabric as well. This is our black shirt dress made out of silk fabric, heavy silk fabric. It's a button-up shirt dress and has side pockets. This is our button-down tire dress. The sleeves are elastic. It has buttons running all the way down, breastfeeding friendly, and has pockets as well. This is one of the baby's dresses that we make. Has a bow tie going on, and this is how the back looks. This is a baby's dress made of floral pink fabric, has the bow going on as well, and has 3 tires at the bottom. With the market right now, you get to research, you get to find out what's trending, and now it all depends on seasons. The hot season, you ought to release clothes that are good during the hot season, and these are maxi dresses, and most of my dresses actually are maxis. My line, I like settling for clothes that are versatile, clothes that you'll wear to church, clothes that you'll wear to a picnic, clothes that you'll wear to a wedding. I love dresses that can be worn anywhere. So what I focus on is not just an item you can wear for this one occasion only. Not that you buy a dress and you get to wear it for a wedding and that's it. I would like pieces whereby if you wear it to a wedding, you can wear it on a Sunday when you're going to church. You can wear it to a normal Sunday brunch. You can wear it to a normal, let's say, even the office, be it. That's why I settle for that. And that's why when it comes to my designs, I not only settle for one color like this niche. If it's red, it's red. I try to bring a blend of colors, mostly black, because black, then again, black you can play around with it in any way. You can go with it to the office, as I've said, to church, depending on how you like. So for me, my designs, I try to be versatile with them, make sure you can wear them. It's an all-round outfit. I cater for everyone across. Okay, men, it's when I'm starting out with men, because for men, I'm not quite comfortable with their designs. I'm not so sure how to go about it. It's when I've just started with men, just shirts alone, but mostly I cater for women and kids. I think communication is my biggest lesson. I'm not so good at communicating. Business-wise, I expected that as a person, people are supposed to understand me as a person and my emotions. And with business, that's not the same. With business, you're not supposed to bring your emotions into it. You're supposed to actually be very communicative with your clients, make them understand where you are at, and not just expect them to read your mind. And this was the biggest lesson for me, because let me not say as a woman, but as a person, I have my downfall, which is communication. I tend to withdraw from things. I tend to not communicate whenever emotions get to me. And this, with time, really messed up my business for quite a while. And with time, I realized communication is a very big key thing to a business. The biggest challenge has been people copying your designs. You'll sit down, you think of a design, and you'll find somebody doing it the same design, same everything at a lower price. There's no way you're about to convince your clients your designs are way different and way better than what they are offering. That is one challenge I have faced. Another challenge is actually life, motherhood. When I was getting on my second born, I had to close down my business and stop it for a while till she was now grown enough for me to go back to business. Then again, with time, I have learned how to do my work very well done, and then I know how to time myself. I know very well a certain piece will take me 2 hours to make, or 3 hours at most, and I'm lucky to find tailors who actually understand the pace and the kind of work that I expect them to do. So in a day, a person can make about 3 to 4 dresses. 3 on the list, 4 on the higher side. So transitioning from me alone to getting fundis who actually do the same work I do, it was me walking from markets, the likes of Uhuru, the likes of Kenyatta Market, the likes of Gikomba, the likes of Dandora Market. It was a matter of me walking, going there, finding who is interested. It's a matter of actually you going door by door asking, do you really need work? What do you do? If they agree to you, you come, you give them an interview of a piece that you know you have done. Let them do it. You see the kind of finishing they do. Of course, no one can be good at it, but if you see they are willing to actually try and be better, that's when you settle for them. And then the others, that was the first one. The others, I've gotten them through referrals. Somebody telling me, oh, I know somebody who knows how to sew. Would you like to actually hire them? And that's how now I'm here with them.
Michelle's designs now cater to every occasion, from weddings to brunches. As she trains her own team and expands her brand, she encourages upcoming entrepreneurs to embrace risks, stay persistent, and trust their vision.
One of my most highlights, before I got into now fully ready to wear, I used to do wedding dresses, the likes. I've been fortunate to dress Nyashinsky's wife for her traditional wedding. I've been fortunate to dress other known people. I've been fortunate to dress Murugi Muni. Those are many of my highlights of this time that I've done the business with. Large or complex orders, it's a matter of communicating. Then again, I get to communicate to you the amount of time that is needed for us to actually complete your order. If you agree to the dates, well and good, because I don't like promising. Probably promise that I'd do 100 dresses in 2 days, that would be a lie. So I'd rather just tell you 100 dresses or this amount of pieces will take this amount of days. We come to an agreement, then we get the work done. Social media has been a very big impact to my business. I'm mostly online. That's how I started. That's how I ended up getting this place right now. A matter of referrals. You dress one person, they post your clothes. Most people get interested with it. Most people reach out to you through my Instagram page or TikTok. And then with continuous posting, that's what keeps now the people coming. In the future, my plan is to hopefully open a school whereby I teach people how to sew and get teachers who actually are willing to teach people how to sew, and also open up an NGO hopefully that teaches the women in the societies, like the less fortunate women, with skills, the skills of sewing, with not charging them. So a school, and also opening up an NGO that helps the less fortunate with skills like sewing. So how you get from the process of a material to a piece, this is what we do. We don't accept fabrics from people now. So you come, tell us the design you'd like, any of the designs that we post. We source to you the fabric if we don't have it, because some tend to actually want a certain color that is not here. If you have the fabric, you take the fabric, you draft the design. After drafting the design, there's a process that's called an overlock machine where it locks the fabric from running. You go through the process of overlocking, you sew it, you iron it, and then now the cloth is ready. The advice I'd give to young people is no market is oversaturated. Whatever dream you're thinking of, whatever business you actually want to start, just do it. The whole process of you getting to what you're dreaming about is a matter of starting. Start and figure it out as you go. Don't wait till you'll never be too ready to start. Start with whatever you can. Go, learn as you go. Fail, get back up. Fail, get back up till you eventually get it right.